One compliment I can provide on a general basis to the Catalyst as we've experienced it thus far. The single art for each debut is something special, and this one, damn perfect. I think it's my favorite of the group. I like the purple and blue hue mixed together. It's something really elegant and special, but that's just a superficial window to the song. I'm sure in terms of musicality, and with the Amaranth credit, Outer Dimensions will impress. But it's been the story to each of the 3 singles thus far we've had, and I'm considering Find Life in that total as well. I think, again, that is going to be, at least in the way we've experienced it, in its original form and inclusion. I could be wrong on that point, so it might just be 2 singles in preparation, or 3. Whatever the case, this album is evolving beautifully. I really think it's something special, and with the Amaranth attribution and their brilliant musical command in the heavy metal space, specifically of Swedish origin, and outside of the European library generally within the metal sphere, many of you know I love this space in particular, the Swedish one is really enjoyable with a number of credits I've entertained, whether it be on familiarized listens or like with Amaranth, or maybe some initiation ones from time to time. Amaranth, though, is really something special. I did think by the time we would get to them next, again, this one came out a bit of as a surprise debut. I heard no word about it, unlike Insatiable, but I don't mind that. A surprise. A glamorous one, though. And we're going to entertain this new number together on a first impression witness, as I love doing. And with Amaranth, it's always a delight highlighting their work and showcasing good music in general. First love in my life, and I do think it enriches the process to enjoy it in a collaborative means. And with Amaranth, I think if you've never initiated with their work, and you totally should, I know a number of you approach being familiarized fans, and of course I welcome you, but any new listeners of where I was a little while, or maybe a couple years ago, in fact, of Amaranth, if I think about it correctly, you're going to like this group. I've really taken a fondness to them. Although I was telling you, in anticipation of where we sit, I was thinking, but by the time we arrive again to Amaranth, it would be, as I've long promised, the completion of Manifest. It's all recorded at this point. I just have to edit and post. But new tracks demand interruption, so here we go, our survey together of Outer Dimensions. And one that sounds promising, a bit of an echo, too, in terms of, like I said, Find Life, where I've previewed the lyrics in advance, and I don't believe, at least it's not credited from the window I'm reading, that their new Unclean vocalist, or Mike, who I've really liked in the group, I think he's a great fit, I don't believe he's a part of this song, which is missed. I think the first 2 singles of what we've entertained have been great. I think his arrival to Amaranth, again, GG6 left big boots to fill, and I love that guy too, but I think Mike is a fabulous addition to Amaranth. But we're returning to Find Life a bit with just a Nils and Lee's performance with Amaranth's music credit. I'm sure it'll be just as fun of a time. Again, if you've never humored Amaranth, I think you're going to be in for a fun ride, and it will command you to dig down back in their past library, and you should. Certainly with the Catalyst thus far, again, 2 or 3 singles, whatever the case happens to be, you should go humor those in advance of where we sit with Outer Dimensions and then return. And if you have heard those pieces, let's enjoy the ride together, or however you wish to approach, but I would recommend you listen to the Catalyst fully, at least of what's been unveiled thus far. But let's commence with the new work. Always a treat highlighting them. Ooh, nice groove on this one. Distinctive Amaranth fret in the electronic command. And the visualization's quite beautiful. Oh.
Feed me your vibrations, your spirit over me, fill with the sensation as you refine me. Intercept my darkness, make my weakness fade away with you.
The duality here on the lower octave stretch is just beautiful. I think it's a great rhythm to it. It's unexpected, shifts around quite a bit, so you have to really keep attuned to where it's going as a song. It jars with your expectancy on timing. Oh man, the balance sounds great. The key variation too, special. The repressed higher inflection with that modulated control really stands out with this one. Again, a differentiated voice. This is featured on a later part of the album too, so it definitely feels like we're winding into a bit of a celestial journey. If there is in fact kind of a story to this. We've spent a lot of time on Earth thus far, but Insatiable sent us on a higher trajectory. Maybe this is the follow-up. It's gorgeous. If you're trying to take on a romantic veneer, you've certainly appealed to me. I feel like we're reaching out a transcendence experience with this one. The interplay with vocals on that one really works. Okay. Well, that's a tease. Cliffhanger ending, not bad. So is that the creation of the catalyst, or this? I guess there is a central thread to this one. You know, some of the pieces that we considered in sessions past, I mean, I'm thinking specifically of Manifest, are a bit differentiated. There's not necessarily, from what I found, a central tone. Maybe similar, reminiscent, parallel themes, but not necessarily a conceptual story. Is that the essence of the catalyst now? I wonder. Or maybe it's just these two numbers, whatever the next one is, but more is incoming. And follow-up to this one is going to be, this is a prized experience, I would call it. You know, it might shift orientation a bit. Right? Think of common Amaranth threads, and you think of, again, especially of what we've entertained generally off of the catalyst, and kind of what I expected waiting in, the trifold vocal balance being with Mike, Niels, and Elise. In this case, Mike is not serving in a role. For the individuality of a number, I guess is okay. I'm like, I really like this guy, though. I want to hear him more in terms of Amaranth's voice, and we will. Open door policy for really any group I highlight here, and Amaranth no exception with the catalyst. I can't wait to see whatever this part 2 is. Anywho, to echo back to Find Life with just a dual performance, and with Niels on the lower end of octave choices, at least from what I found, and Elise is more so the higher note. It's an interesting switch from what I expected, or maybe there's been other numbers like, for example, Find Life, where it's an even balance on the higher inflection reaches between the two. In this case, it's shifted a bit. It's not bad. I love both of them. Niels especially, the guy, I just love listening to him saying. Elise, though, the modulation on her voice with the transitional sections into those choruses, or I guess we want to specifically identify the pre-chorus sections, that control, really nice to the number. And we talk about, with the chorus, creating this transfixing experience that I guess pulls us up towards the stars together, where the group is, I don't know, residing somewhere. At least it looks like that. The visualizers to this particular, I don't know if all of this, if some of this I think comes across to me like CGI, but I don't know. I mean, that waterfall that looks almost natural. If it is CGI, it's beautifully realized. It's a gorgeous visual, isn't it? Like, if that is a traditional location that you can find in the world, why haven't more artists gone there? Specifically with the angles mastered here. I think it's a gorgeous aid to a video to create, again, like I said, such an endearing experience. And the celestial shots, perfection. I love it, though. It feels like quite a romantic piece. It's evenly balanced. It's got a nice key choice. Good fluctuations, too, in the modulations with the heavy riff patterns. The isolation and the strict riffs, too, I believe, on the bridge. That was a nice touch. Nice picture here, and feel the vision of outer dimensions. It takes us a bit higher, at least in experience. It's just like a fun kind of rock pop number, at least in the way I look at it. But it's got such an enjoyable mood to it. Positive energy. It's such an endearing portrayal of a real world perspective told in such beautiful shots. The cinematography for this one really impresses me. But the A to the visuals, yes, it's just, oh, it's such a gorgeous picture. I love covering Amaranth. They're always a delight to humor, and the command on this one in particular, it takes on a bit of a differentiated energy to other pieces of what we've humored thus far off of The Catalyst, where, I'm getting ahead of myself, Damnation Flame is a bit more troublesome and eerie, and the experimentation there on Amaranth's voice was just great. And Insatiable kind of digs back into some roots, connected easily still, I think, to Find Life, where this one's a bit of a departure into like a frenetic pop ballad rock medley. It's a combination of things, again, with the strict Amaranth touch of the modulation, the energetic technological control, the vocal balances. Whenever Nils and Elise sing together, it's like a perfect harmony on the ballad end, but good field on this one. Delightful entrance of Amaranth, to be expected. That's been the story of each track thus far for The Catalyst, and Outer Dimensions is no exception. I'd love to hear if this is an equally transfixing experience for you. Where does this take you in terms of destination? I feel like I'm in the stars of Amaranth. That was teased off Insatiable, and I guess we're there. For whatever future adventure is next, we'll have to wait and see with whatever the robot thing is. Cliffhanger endings are hilarious. I love it, though. And of course, I would come back either way. This is Amaranth we're talking about. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And from however you approach in terms of familiarity, longtime fan, fresh listener, what'd you think? The Catalyst is evolving well. Our newest entrance, another beautiful addition. That's been the story of Amaranth, and more to come with my long-promised coverage of the completion of Manifest at some point soon. Whenever I get around to it, and, I'll give you a little sneak preview. More to come of Amaranth in the future, even beyond The Catalyst. Wink. Anywho. But for The Catalyst specifically, or just Amaranth in general, I love highlighting their work. Outer Dimensions, satisfying compliment to the album. Different mood on it, perhaps from past pieces of recent exposure, but a fun one. Traditional Amaranth application with some perhaps differentiated traits that are a little more subtly manifested and controlled. Specifically, this number has such good execution, but a fun, I would call, pop rock ballad. A really positive one with an endearing presence and appearance. Really like highlighting the work. Of course, not just for my own enjoyment, but to experience it with you on a first impression basis makes it even better. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.